Hi all. In this session, we are going to learn about horizontal scaling. In the last session, we had discussed about vertical scaling and their business scenarios. In this session, we are going to learn what is horizontal scaling, where to use the horizontal scaling, how we are going to implement the horizontal scaling in Azure. Everything we are going to discuss in detail. Let us quickly understand what do you mean by horizontal scaling. Horizontal scaling is nothing but adding of resources to the existing resources in order to serve the traffic. This will be called as horizontal scaling. Assume you are hosted an application and with the help of the 5 virtual machines you are going to serve the traffic under normal condition. Suddenly the traffic has been increased to your application, means users, there are lot of users has been logged to your application. What will happen? The traffic is gradually increased. The infrastructure which you have, means the 5 virtual machines which you have, is not able to serve those requests. What you will do? You are going to increase the number of VMs in order to serve the traffic. How you will be able to do that? In a automation way. This is nothing but a horizontal scaling. Here you can do in a manual way or in a automation way. Here we can take the virtual machine scale set is an example for the horizontal scaling. With the help of the virtual machine scale set, how we can increase the VM count when there is increase in traffic, and how we are going to decrease the VM count when the traffic comes down. Everything we are going to discuss in detail. So quickly, I am going to log into the portal. I am going to show to you in a practical manner. But let's understand the scenario. What is the scenario? Here, as I told to you, right now, assume you have one server, which is one virtual CPU and 8 GB of RAM and 1 TB of SSD. Assume your traffic has been increased. So in order to serve the traffic, what the virtual machine scale set will do? It is going to increase the count of the VMs in order to serve the traffic. Like here it has increased up to, means whatever the limit which I had set, it is going to increase the VM count up to that extent. Here it has been increased to 3 missions. Total how many CPUs I have? 3 CPUs, 24 GB RAM, 3 TB SSD. So with the help of these VMs, I can be able to serve the increased traffic. So this is the general concept of horizontal scaling. So here I am going to take the example of the VM scale set, like virtual machine scale set, as an example for horizontal scaling. Because of generally what we will do, the virtual machine scale set we are going to attach behind of load balancer. Means whatever the traffic has been hit to the load balancer, it is going to distribute the traffic among the VMs which are in the virtual machine scale set. How many VMs it is holding? It is going to distribute the traffic across those VMs. Suppose in my VMSS, if I have the 5 VMs, it is going to distribute the traffic among 5 VMs. Suppose if I have the 100 VMs, it is going to distribute the traffic among 100 VMs. So first of all, I need to create the VM scale set. The same I am going to attach to the load balancer. But here in this scenario, I didn't take about the load balancer. The load balancer topic we are going to cover in the upcoming sessions. But right now, just please focus on virtual machine scale set. How we are going to create everything. Just click on create. This is a kind of example for horizontal scaling. So here you need to select the subscription. By default, as I am going to select pay as we go, and here I don't have any. Suppose if you have any existing resource group, then select the existing resource group. Okay, RG new. I have the existing resource group. I am going to select the RG new. Suppose if you want to create the new, the name is RG1. Click on OK. Okay, the new RG will be created, and VM scale set, you just need to name it as VMSS1, VM scale set 1. And in which region you want? I am going to select the region as East US. And availability option, the zone 1 is available. That is okay, because of I just use for this lab purpose. So that's why I had selected zone 1 only. Suppose if you select multiple zones, means the same set of VMs will be created over multiple availability zones. But the cost will be also like that only. Based on the options which you had choose, the bill will be generated accordingly. Suppose if you select the zone 1 only, it is created whatever the VMs which we had created under this zone 1 only. Suppose if you select the multiple zones, though if you select 3 missions, means 3 into 3, 9 VMs will be created across 3 availability zones if you select 3 VMs per zone. If you select 1 VM per zone, total 3 VMs will be created across multiple zones, zone 1, zone 2, zone 3. In this way, the billing will be happen to your billing cycle. And come to orchestration mode, I am going to select the flexible, which with the help of this option I can be able to achieve high availability at scale with identical or multiple virtual mission types. Here what it will do, here I am going to set one mission as a reference model. What it is doing, so based on the model which I had given as input, so it is going to generate similar kind of VMs in the VM scale set. Suppose I had created web server. What are the configurations I want? I had made to the web server and I had put in the VM scale set. Means whenever the traffic has been increased, it is going to create similar type of VMs and it is going to add those mission to the VM scale set in order to serve the traffic. Okay, just select the orchestration mode as flexible and security type, just select the standard and come to scaling mode. You just need to select the auto scaling. Here if you select the option manually update the capacity, means maintain a fixed amount of instances. Here if I want to do each and everything in an automation way, then I need to select the auto scaling, because of sometimes maybe I am not available, I cannot be able to see the increased traffic. Then if I select manually, if the load has been suddenly increased because of the load has not been served by our existing infrastructure, what will happen? Your servers will move to the hung state. Then application will be unresponsive to all users. That creates a business impact on you. So instead of doing that, what I will do, I just selected the auto scaling, means the responsibility will be taken care by the Azure. Whenever the traffic has been increased, the Azure has taken the responsibility. It is going to increase the count of the VMs based on the increased traffic. Okay, and coming to the scaling configuration, how you want to increase, how you are going to set the scaling configuration. Just click on configure. By default, it is going to provide some kind of configuration, default configuration. But if you want to do in your customization way, you simply need to click on it and just click on edit here. And here I am selected auto scaling, scaling based on CPU metrics on any schedule. What I said, if my VM has reached the 80% CPU usage, then you can create one more VM and the CPU usage must be for at least 10 minutes. So here at any point of time, I just want to run 2 instances in order to save the traffic. Means under there is no load condition also, it is going to run 2 instances behind of this virtual machine scale set, and minimum is to max up to how many instances it is going to increase based on the traffic. Here up to it is going to increase 20 missions. Can I set 1000? No. Here the maximum count must be greater than or than the minimum count. Okay, if you select the 2, you can select the maximum 1. No, you just need to select the number which is greater than 2, and the initial count is and the less than or equal to 200. So up to maximum how many instances I can be able to create? Up to 200 instances. So here I am going to select 5 number. That will be okay for me. And the CPU usage is, so whenever the CPU threshold is, means whenever the VM has a CPU utilization has 80%, it has reached the 80%, and it is continue for how many times, how many minutes? 10 minutes. If the CPU utilization of my virtual machine is greater than 10 is greater than 80%, then it is continuing for continuous 10 minutes. Then what the virtual scaling set will do, it is going to increase the count of your instance by 1, and whenever the CPU threshold is less than 20 and it is continued for 10 minutes, then the virtual machine scale set understood, okay, there is no load or there is no traffic has been burdened on the VM, so then I can reduce the count by 1. Means whenever the traffic is going to increase, it is going to increase the count of the VMs by 1, and whenever the traffic is reduced, it is going to decrease the VMs one by one. So this is the policy which I had set. So based on the which parameter, the based on the CPU usage. Click on save and come to here, and here which image you want. I am going to select Windows Data Center 2019 Data Center. Here we need to set which kind of VM you want to create under the virtual machine scale set. Here I am going to select the same size. Here select up to 5 sizes. Okay, here I am going to select two virtual CPUs, 8 GB RAM. That's enough for me. So here I just disable all the options. I only click this option only and click on select. And here standard the architecture is selected image. Okay. So here I am going to select some other VMs. Okay. Okay. Fine. Here how many I selected? I had selected two things. The standard DSP v6 architecture is the size of ARM64. So here I had selected x64, but it is showing D2PSv6, D2PSv6. Where it is, I need to eliminate this. So D2PSv6. Yes, I am just eliminated. Click on select. This error will went off. Here, whatever the issue we have, it is going to highlighted. It you just need to understand what the error it is throwing. In the real-time scenarios as well, everything is not going to went smoothly. If you have any issues or errors, you need to analyze it. What is the error it is throwing? How to overcome from this error? And allocation strategy, I am going to select the lowest price and enable hibernation. No, so hibernation is not supported by the size that you have selected. Hibernation is nothing but it is going to stop your VM in the some kind of stage. So if you again start the VM immediately, instead of stopping, it is just hold off your mission. Whenever you start the mission once again, then from which state it has been hold, and from that state again it is going to start to work. Means simply it's like a pass. How we can pass the VM in the similar way, we can enable the hibernation. And here I am going to set the dev.928 is the username and password is the same. I come to set. I'm going to set the password. Oh my god, the password which I had set. Okay, it has matched. Then come to spot, Azure spot instance is not required, and disk. So whatever the options which we had get while creating the virtual machine, the same options which we get while creating the VM scale set as well. Because of here also we are going to set the mission which we want to add behind of the virtual machine scale set. So that's why we need to select all those options which we had selected for the virtual machine. In the similar way, we can take networking, we can take management, we can take health, and each and every option we can select how the options will be available for the VM. In the similar way, we can be able the options for the VMSS as well. Just click on review plus create, and once the review has been processed successfully, then just click on create. The validation has been passed. Just click on create. Then what will happen? It is going to create the virtual machine scale set. By default, I will have two instances, and once this happen, you will be able to see two VMs. So duplicate, but the two VMs is under one virtual machine scale set. Here, coming to the resource group, the RG1, it is just now I had created. There is nothing, but once this VMSS has been created, you can be able to see that two VMs will be created. Here what will happen? Deployment to resource group RG1 failed because of underlying API that might be helpful. At least one resource group operation failed with the post deployment. Okay. Okay, because of some reason it has been failed. Okay, so what the error it is throwing? The virtual machine scale set VM sizes have different disk controller types, NVMC and SCSI. Please query SKU API at okay to determine the spotted disk control means here it is throwing some kind of error like the disk control types NVMe or SCSI is going not allowed. So because of that reason it has been failed. So what I will do, I am going to delete the deployment because of it has been failed. So that's why I just removed it. So in this way, but anyway, by selecting the default type which we had created earlier, so you can be able to create the VMSS as well. Okay, in this way we can be able to create the VMs under the VMSS. This is the type of VMSS. And coming to the differences, like in horizontal scaling, what we will do, we are going to increase or decrease the number of nodes in a cluster in order to increase or decrease the workload. And coming to the vertical scaling, here what we are going to do, increase or decrease the power of a system, means we are going to increase the capacity of a system in order to handle the increase the reduced workload. Here we are going to, in horizontal scaling we are going to do increase the resource count. And here example, adding or reduce the number of virtual machines in a cluster. Here add or reduce the CPU or memory capacity to the existing VM. There are a lot of theory things is there. So each and everything I had mentioned in the document. Just please refer for your reference. Then you will have some kind of better understanding what exactly it is. And coming to the Azure advantages of Azure horizontal scaling, we have Azure horizontal scaling offers a wide range of benefits for assuring top notch. And in the meanwhile, so why we cannot try once again? So okay, even though it has been delayed, so I'm quickly try to create one more virtual machine scale set. Then RG1 VMSS3. Okay, I'm going to select Australia East right now. So instead of selecting East US, so availability zone 1. Okay, uniform. Okay, auto scaling. Okay, I'm going to with the default count. So configure. So how many instances I have default? Okay, 20. Okay, everything I'm going to leave it as it is. And x64. Okay. I'm going to set the password here. Each and everything leave as it is. Just click on review plus create. So once the validation has been passed successfully, just click on create. Just click on create. Just wait and see. Let's see the VM scale set deployment will be successful or not. So anyway, in this way, in the meanwhile, we can have some kind of stuff we have. Like we just need to understand what are the advantages of Azure horizontal scaling. Here, the Azure horizontal scaling offers a wide range of benefits for assuring top-notch application performance and resilience. Means here with the help of the horizontal scaling, when we host any application on Azure, it is going to provide topmost performance. Means if any traffic, any sudden traffic has been not impact the performance of the VMs. Means here with the help of this horizontal scaling, we are going to increase the capacity, means increase the resources count. So with the increased resource count, we can be able to serve the incoming traffic whenever at any point of time. If the traffic has been increased, that particular point of time we are ready with the number of VMs in order to serve the traffic. Means the end users doesn't impact, means the end users are not able to face anything even though the traffic has been suddenly increased. Otherwise what happened, if the existing servers are not able to serve those requests, what will happen? The servers will move into the hung state, then users are not able to access the application. That is going to impact my business. So here the application is going to run successfully or not, even though the traffic has been suddenly increased. And it is going to save the bill as well, because of whenever there is a requirement, we are going to increase the VMs. Whenever there is a no requirement, we are going to decrease the VMs. Here we can manage the billing as well. This is the one of the best option where we are going to run our application. And come down and just please have a look. The deployment succeeded right now. Go to resources, VM scale 3, and so the VM scale set 3 has been created under the resource group RG1. So come to resource group, come to RG1. So here you can be able to see the two VMs. Like go to VMs. Yes. Right now you have two VMs or not? Earlier I have any VM? No. Because of the virtual machine scale set, while I just made the comment, like I just made the configuration like the minimum instance count is 2. At any point of time it is going to run two VMs. Suppose I am going to down this VM. Stop. Then automatically another VM will be created because of the condition which I had set over the VM scale set. Just refresh it. Then you will be able to see the another VM will be initiated soon. So which VM I had? Okay, go to virtual missions, go to first mission, VMSS 3, and here it is in the running state now. You just need to click on the stop. Here even though you tried to, yes, the VM went down. Just refresh. Then it is going to take some time, but soon without having our interruption, the one more VM will be created. Go to VM mission scale set. Okay, so go to VMs. So the two VMs will be delegated. The two VMs has been stopped or deallocated. So generally what will happen? So in this way we can be able to create the virtual machine scaling set, guys. So hope you guys understood. So I think it will take some time. So in the if possible, I am going to show to you in the next session. Okay. Thank you guys so much for joining into my session. I will meet up you in the next session with a new topic. Until signing off, thank you. Bye bye.